Seniors, what if everything you thought you knew about omega fatty acids was missing 75% of the picture? Right now, millions of people around the world are spending billions of dollars on fish oil supplements, eating salmon 3 times a week, and still wondering why their inflammation levels remain high, their joints still ache, their memory feels slower, and their heart numbers refuse to improve. The uncomfortable truth is this. Most people are only chasing 1 or 2 omegas, while their bodies quietly depend on 4 working together in balance. Omega fatty acids are special fats your body cannot make on its own. They help control inflammation, support brain signaling, balance hormones, keep blood vessels flexible, and help cells repair damage as you age. You have probably heard about omega-3 and maybe omega-6, but there are actually 4 major omegas your body uses every day. Omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, and omega-9. When all 4 are present in the right proportions, they work like a coordinated repair crew. When 1 or 2 are missing, the system struggles no matter how healthy your diet looks on paper. What researchers uncovered next changed everything. A small group of plants naturally contains all 4 omegas together in forms the body can actually use. These plants were overlooked for decades because they were not easy to patent, package, or market. Yet newer studies now link them to lower inflammation, healthier cholesterol patterns, steadier blood sugar, and better brain communication as people age. In this video, we will reveal the only 5 plants on Earth known to naturally contain all 4 omegas, ranked from least important to most powerful. Stick around, because number 1 shocked researchers when studies showed it outperformed salmon in multiple health markers that matter most after 60. If you want to review the science behind these findings, the research sources are available in the description below. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you? Share your answer in the comments. We are reading every single one and replying to as many as possible because your experience helps everyone watching. Now, let's move straight into plant number 5, the plant almost no one talks about, yet it quietly fills a critical omega gap most diets are missing. Number 5, the ancient weed growing in your backyard that outperforms fish oil. This might be the most surprising entry on this list because there is a very strong chance this plant is growing somewhere within walking distance of your home right now, and you have probably stepped on it, pulled it from your garden, or dismissed it as an annoying weed your entire life. Purslane, known scientifically as Portulaca oleracea, is the single richest leafy green source of omega-3 fatty acids ever discovered, and it happens to contain all 4 omega types in meaningful quantities. For centuries, this plant was considered nothing more than a garden nuisance in North America and Europe, yet in the Mediterranean, Middle East, and Asia, it has been consumed as a medicinal food for over 4,000 years. The ancient Greeks called it a cure-all, and modern science is finally catching up to explain why they were absolutely right. A study conducted at the University of Texas at San Antonio found that purslane contains 6 times more omega-3 than spinach, making it the most omega-dense leafy green on the planet. But the real magic happens when researchers looked at the complete fatty acid profile. Purslane contains alpha-linolenic acid, which is the plant-based omega-3, along with linoleic acid for omega-6, palmitoleic acid for omega-7, and oleic acid for omega-9. This means a single serving of this so-called weed delivers what would require combining multiple supplements and foods to achieve otherwise. The omega-3 content in purslane is so significant that researchers at Artemis Simopoulos' Center for Genetics, Nutrition and Health recommended it as a primary dietary source for people who do not consume fish. What makes purslane even more remarkable is its bioavailability, meaning how easily your body can actually absorb and use these fatty acids. Unlike many plant sources where the omegas are locked behind tough cellular walls, purslane's succulent nature makes its nutrients immediately accessible to your digestive system. To prepare purslane for maximum benefit, you want to consume it raw or very lightly sautéed because high heat will degrade the delicate omega fatty acids, particularly the omega-3 content, which is extremely heat sensitive. The best approach is to add fresh purslane leaves to your salads, blend them into smoothies, or gently wilt them for about 60 seconds in a pan with a small amount of olive oil and garlic. When selecting purslane, look for thick, juicy stems and vibrant green leaves, as this indicates high water content and peak nutrient density. The leaves, stems, and even the tiny yellow flowers are all edible and packed with these essential fatty acids. A single 1-cup serving provides approximately 400 milligrams of omega fatty acids combined, along with significant amounts of vitamins A, C, and E, which work synergistically to help your body process and utilize these healthy fats. The slightly sour, lemony taste of purslane makes it incredibly versatile in the kitchen, and many people who discover its flavor become genuinely addicted to adding it to nearly every meal. You can find purslane at farmers markets, specialty grocery stores, or you can even cultivate it yourself with almost zero effort since it grows aggressively in almost any condition. But if a common garden weed impressed you, wait until you discover what happens when nature packs all 4 omegas into one of the most beloved nuts in the world. Before we go any deeper, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss the game-changing advice coming up. Number 4. The Hawaiian secret that reverses metabolic damage in weeks. When most people think of macadamia nuts, they picture expensive cookies, tropical vacations, or perhaps a fancy addition to a cheese board. What they absolutely do not picture is a metabolic powerhouse that has been quietly revolutionizing how scientists understand omega fatty acids and their relationship to weight loss and insulin sensitivity. Macadamia nuts are the highest natural source of omega-7 palmitoleic acid found in any common food, and this single fact changes everything about how we should view this creamy, buttery nut. A landmark study published in the journal Diabetes Care followed participants who added macadamia nuts to their diet daily for 16 weeks. The results shocked the research team. Participants showed a 22% improvement in insulin sensitivity, a significant reduction in harmful LDL cholesterol, and perhaps most surprisingly, no weight gain despite adding several hundred calories per day to their diets. The omega-7 in macadamia nuts acts like a signaling molecule that tells your fat cells to stop storing and start burning, while simultaneously telling your liver to reduce its production of inflammatory fats. But macadamia nuts do not stop at omega-7. They contain the full spectrum of all 4 omegas, including substantial amounts of omega-9 oleic acid, the same heart-protective fat found in olive oil. In fact, macadamia nuts contain higher oleic acid concentrations than olives themselves. The omega-3 and omega-6 content, while lower than some other sources, exists in a nearly perfect 1-to-1 ratio that researchers consider ideal for reducing systemic inflammation. Most Western diets contain omega-6 to omega-3 ratios of 15-to-1 or even 20-to-1, which promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body. Macadamia nuts help correct this imbalance while delivering the rarer omega-7 and omega-9 that fish simply cannot provide. The key to maximizing the benefits from macadamia nuts lies in how you store and consume them. These nuts are incredibly delicate because their high fat content makes them prone to oxidation, which not only destroys the omega fatty acids, but creates harmful free radicals. You should always store macadamia nuts in an airtight container in the refrigerator or freezer, where they will maintain their nutritional potency for up to 6 months. Raw macadamia nuts provide the highest omega content, as roasting at high temperatures degrades the more delicate fatty acids. If you prefer the roasted flavor, look for dry roasted varieties without added oils, and choose those roasted at lower temperatures around 300 degrees Fahrenheit or less. The optimal daily serving is about 1 ounce, which equals roughly 10 to 12 nuts, providing approximately 200 calories along with all 4 omega fatty acids. Many nutritionists recommend eating macadamia nuts as a mid-afternoon snack because the combination of healthy fats and fiber creates sustained energy without blood sugar spikes. You can also blend them into smoothies Crush them as a coating for baked fish or chicken, or make your own macadamia nut butter by processing them in a food processor until creamy. The mild, buttery flavor pairs exceptionally well with both sweet and savory dishes, making them one of the most versatile omega sources on this list. Indigenous Hawaiians understood the power of this nut long before modern science, using it traditionally to promote healing and maintain energy during long ocean voyages. Now, prepare yourself for the next plant, because this one comes from the depths of the Amazon rainforest with an omega concentration that makes scientists question everything they thought they knew. Number 3. The Amazonian star that contains more omega-3 than any plant ever tested. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon, indigenous tribes have cultivated a sacred seed for over 3,000 years, using it to enhance mental clarity, support physical endurance, and maintain overall vitality in some of the most demanding conditions on Earth. Western scientists dismissed these claims as folklore until laboratory analysis revealed something unprecedented. Saka inchi seeds, also called the Inca peanut, contain the highest concentration of plant-based omega-3 ever recorded in any botanical specimen, reaching levels up to 49% of total fat content. To put this in perspective, the next closest competitor barely reaches 33%. But omega-3 is only the beginning of the Saka inchi story. This remarkable seed delivers all 4 omega fatty acids in substantial quantities, along with complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids, making it one of the most nutritionally complete foods ever discovered. A comprehensive analysis published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that Saka inchi oil contained omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, and omega-9 in proportions that scientists described as nearly ideal for human nutrition. The omega-3 to omega-6 ratio sits at approximately 1 to 0.8, which is remarkably close to the anti-inflammatory ratio our ancestors consumed before modern food processing skewed everything toward inflammatory omega-6 dominance. Research conducted at universities in Peru, Brazil, and the United States has demonstrated that regular Saka inchi consumption leads to measurable reductions in triglyceride levels, improvements in cognitive function scores, and significant decreases in markers of oxidative stress throughout the body. One particularly fascinating study tracked participants who replaced their regular cooking oil with Saka inchi oil for 3 months. Brain imaging revealed increased activity in regions associated with memory formation and executive function, while blood tests showed a 31% reduction in C-reactive protein, a key indicator of systemic inflammation linked to heart disease and cognitive decline. The traditional preparation method, perfected over millennia, involves lightly roasting the seeds to neutralize natural digestive inhibitors while preserving the delicate omega structures. You can find Saka inchi in 3 primary forms today. The whole roasted seeds provide a satisfying crunch similar to peanuts with a slightly grassy, earthy flavor that many people find addictively delicious. Saka inchi oil, pressed from the seeds, delivers the most concentrated omega payload and works beautifully as a finishing oil for salads, soups, or vegetables, but should never be heated above 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Saka inchi protein powder offers an excellent option for smoothies and baking, providing the amino acid benefits alongside the omega fatty acids. For maximum absorption, consume Saka inchi alongside fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, as the healthy fats will dramatically improve your body's uptake of these essential nutrients. A daily serving of 1 to 2 tablespoons of the oil or roughly 1 ounce of the seeds provides therapeutic doses of all 4 omegas, while adding pleasant texture and nutty depth to your meals. Many health practitioners now recommend Saka inchi specifically for vegetarians and vegans who struggle to obtain adequate omega intake without fish-based sources. What comes next might already be sitting in your pantry, but you probably never realized it was one of only 5 plants on Earth with this extraordinary omega profile. Number 2. the tiny seed that built empires and heals modern bodies. There is a reason the ancient Aztec warriors carried this seed into battle, why Chinese emperors demanded it in their daily diet, and why it has now become one of the fastest-growing health food trends of the 21st century. Hemp seeds, also called hemp hearts when shelled, represent perhaps the most perfectly balanced source of omega fatty acids available to humans, and unlike anything from the ocean, they do this entirely without the environmental concerns of overfishing, heavy metal contamination, or sustainability issues that plague fish-based omega sources. The omega profile of hemp seeds reads like it was designed in a laboratory specifically for human health. They contain omega-3 alpha-linolenic acid at approximately 20% of total fat, omega-6 linoleic acid at around 60%, omega-6 gamma-linolenic acid, a particularly beneficial form rarely found in foods, at about 4%, omega-7 palmitoleic acid in smaller but significant amounts, and omega-9 oleic acid completing the full spectrum. What sets hemp apart from nearly every other omega source is the naturally occurring 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, which nutritional scientists consider the optimal proportion for human biology. A meta-analysis examining 27 studies on hemp consumption found consistent improvements across cardiovascular markers, inflammatory indicators, and skin health measurements. Participants who added 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds daily to their existing diet for just 8 weeks showed remarkable improvements in blood lipid profiles without making any other dietary changes. The gamma-linolenic acid in hemp seeds deserves special attention because it plays a crucial role in producing prostaglandins, hormone-like compounds that regulate inflammation throughout the entire body. Most foods do not contain GLA in meaningful amounts, which is why hemp's inclusion of this specific omega-6 variety elevates it above simpler seed options. Research published in the British Journal of Dermatology found that GLA supplementation from hemp sources significantly improved symptoms of atopic dermatitis, psoriasis, and general dry skin conditions by restoring the skin's natural lipid barrier. The soft, slightly nutty taste of shelled hemp seeds makes them incredibly easy to incorporate into your daily routine. You can sprinkle them directly onto yogurt, oatmeal, or salads where they add a pleasant texture without overwhelming other flavors. Blending hemp seeds into smoothies creates a creamy consistency while invisibly boosting the omega content. Hemp seed oil provides an even more concentrated source and makes an excellent base for homemade salad dressings when combined with lemon juice, mustard, and herbs. The absolutely critical rule with hemp products is to never heat them above 300 degrees Fahrenheit, as the polyunsaturated fats will oxidize and potentially become harmful rather than helpful. Store hemp seeds in the refrigerator after opening and use them within 3 months for peak freshness and omega potency. A standard serving of 3 tablespoons contains approximately 160 calories, 10 grams of complete plant protein, and delivers more omega-3 than an equivalent portion of many fish species, while providing all 4 omega types that fish simply cannot match. The sustainable nature of hemp cultivation, requiring no pesticides and actually improving soil quality where it grows, means choosing hemp seeds represents not only a personal health decision, but an environmental one as well. Everything you have learned so far pales in comparison to what scientists discovered about the final plant on this list, a berry so powerful that researchers initially refused to believe their own data. Number 1. The Siberian miracle berry with the rarest omega on Earth. In the frozen landscapes of Mongolia, Tibet, and Siberia, where temperatures plunge to -40 degrees and almost nothing survives, a single bright orange berry clings to thorny branches through the harshest winters, and inside that tiny fruit lies what scientists now call the most complete omega fatty acid profile ever found in nature. Sea buckthorn, this unassuming berry that most Westerners have never heard of, contains all 4 omega fatty acids in therapeutic concentrations, But it is the omega-7 content that has sent shockwaves through the nutritional research community. Until sea buckthorn was properly analyzed, scientists believe that significant dietary sources of omega-7 palmitoleic acid simply did not exist outside of macadamia nuts and human breast milk. Then researchers discovered that sea buckthorn oil contains up to 40% omega-7, making it the single most concentrated source of this rare fatty acid on the planet. This matters enormously because omega-7 performs functions in the human body that no other fatty acid can replicate. Clinical trials published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that omega-7 from sea buckthorn actively signals fat cells to stop storing excess energy, directly communicates with the liver to reduce harmful fat production, repairs and regenerates mucous membranes throughout the digestive tract and respiratory system, and dramatically improves skin hydration from the inside out. One extraordinary study followed participants with chronic dry eye syndrome, a condition affecting over 30 million Americans that was previously considered difficult to treat. After 90 days of sea buckthorn supplementation, 83% of participants reported significant improvement in symptoms, with objective measurements confirming increased hair film stability and reduced eye surface inflammation. The omega combination in sea buckthorn appears to work synergistically in ways that isolated supplements simply cannot replicate. Researchers at universities in Finland, where sea buckthorn grows abundantly, conducted studies showing that the whole fruit extract produced anti-inflammatory effects 3 times stronger than equivalent doses of isolated omega compounds, suggesting the presence of cofactors within the berry that enhance omega absorption and utilization. Traditional Tibetan medicine has used sea buckthorn for over 1,000 years to treat everything from digestive complaints to skin wounds to cardiovascular issues, and modern science is systematically validating these ancient applications. The Russian government even included sea buckthorn oil in the medical kit sent with cosmonauts because of its remarkable tissue healing properties in extreme conditions. You can access sea buckthorn's benefits through several methods, each with specific advantages. The whole berries, when available fresh or frozen, provide the complete nutritional package including fiber, vitamin C and E, and beneficial plant compounds alongside the omega fatty acids. Sea buckthorn juice, typically sold diluted because of its intensely tart flavor, offers an easy daily dose, but check labels carefully for added sugars that would diminish health benefits. Sea buckthorn oil comes in 2 varieties that are often confused. The seed oil, typically lighter in color, contains higher omega-3 and omega-6 concentrations. The fruit oil, deep orange from carotenoids, contains the highest omega-7 levels and provides the tissue healing benefits that distinguish this plant. Many health practitioners recommend the fruit oil specifically for gut healing, dry eye treatment, and skin rejuvenation, while the seed oil works better for general anti-inflammatory support and cardiovascular health. The optimal approach combines both oils or uses a whole berry supplement that preserves the natural ratio. A therapeutic dose ranges from 1 to 3 teaspoons of oil daily or 2 to 4 ounces of juice taken with meals to enhance fat absorption. The slightly sour, tangy taste of sea buckthorn may surprise you at first, but many people come to crave its unique, bright flavor once they associate it with how remarkably good they begin to feel. Unlike any other plant on this list, sea buckthorn stands alone as the only botanical source that delivers omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, and omega-9 in clinically significant quantities, while also providing the cofactors that maximize your body's ability to use them. You have just discovered 5 plants that nutritional science is only beginning to understand, plants that deliver what salmon, sardines, and fish oil capsules simply cannot provide. The 4 omegas working together create benefits that no single omega source can match, and now you have 5 powerful options to transform your health, starting with your very next meal. Your body has been waiting for this complete fuel, and these plants have been quietly growing on this planet, ready to deliver it for thousands of years. If this information opened your eyes to something new, make sure to subscribe to this channel because we share breakthrough health discoveries every single week that could change your life. Thank you so much for watching.